everybody. So today's Saturday. That means it's time for film and movie night. And today we are starting off my, I think, eighth year doing foreign language movie month. And this is the month where I love to find films that are for family audience that are not in English, because I think it's a really great experience for reading level kids to get used to reading subtitles, to being aware of stories outside of their own culture, their own ideas, their own religions, their own ways of growing up, and to experience other things. I think that's really important, and just to get used to hearing other languages than their own. I think that's a good experience for kids to have. Like I said, I think get used to reading the subtitles, I think, is helpful. And so today and I've been doing this for many years, and I have a playlist I'll put down below if you want to check out all of those reviews. And I always try to pick a variety of countries that we're focusing on and different languages, because I think that makes it more interesting. I don't want it to just be like all anime or something like that. So today we are going to Sweden, and we're talking about My Life as a Dog. And this is a semi-autobiographical coming of age story based on a novel by Radar Johnson. Received 2 Academy Award nominations, one for Best Adapted Screenplay and one for Best Director for Lasse Hallström. And this is a very interesting film. And, right around that time, there were, of course, so many wonderful coming of age stories. Of course, Christmas Story, and you had E.T., and you had Cinema Paradiso right around the time. And so it was a real fruitful time for these kinds of coming of age stories. And this one, it did not draw me in the way that those ones did. I think partly just because I'm not a man. I was never a boy. And this is definitely like really getting into the sort of the nitty-gritty of the experience of puberty and growing up as a boy. And so I think that you could really appreciate that, especially if you have boys. The lead character's name is Ingemar, and he's 12, and his mother is ill. And so him and his brother are sent to be with relatives. And he is like fascinated. This is set in 1958, and he's fascinated by the story of the dog Laika, who went up into space with the Sputnik, the Russians sent up there, and he basically ended up starving. And and nobody really cared about this dog, and except for we have Ingmar really caring about it and thinking about it. And so that's sort of your framework for kind of the state he is in. Of course, all this is happening with his mother, and being separated from his brother. This young girl named Saga, who I guess in this era they would call her tomboy. I don't know what the PC term is now, but anyway, she's trying to hide that she's developing, and very uncomfortable with that. But they have sort of an antagonist relationship, but also like a friendship. And so that's our main relationship back and forth throughout the movie. But it's more about the nitty-gritty for Ingemar as far as his maturing. It's really his coming of age story. And there's this big Greek family that they're living with, and all that goes along with that. There's this dog that he becomes very close to. At one point, Saga ends up like pretending to be a dog. She believes she is a dog. And so there's just it's kind of slice of life in that sense, kind of like a Boyhood, or something like that, where it doesn't like have like a huge plot. It's kind of following the life of this 12-year-old, and it is very honest with the challenges of a young boy going through puberty, of his body, and that might be too much for some people, but I would think it would actually be a good thing for if you had young boys who were experiencing some of these things, to have a catalyst to talk about it and what's going on with their bodies and how they feel, and do they relate to Ingmar and what he's going through and his struggles. Point where he kind of says like, oh well, it could have been worse, and he talks about this man who gets hit by this javelin walking by a track, and of course, and then about Leica, and and really, like when we say that, what we're saying is that like something bad hasn't happened to us, but that doesn't mean that what is happening to us isn't also hard, isn't also bad. And so, I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to with Ingmar and what he's going through. It's a beautifully shot movie. Jorgen Persson is the cinematographer, and it's definitely made with love, and the young actors are excellent, and I can understand why this is a coming of age favorite for many, because it is very real and very authentic, and it feels very honest. It didn't like rip me emotionally the way that some other coming of age stories have, like a Cinema Paradiso or Perks of Being a Wallflower, or something like that. It didn't like grab me in that way, but I still think this, especially if you have young boys, it's really hard to be a young boy, to grow up, all the struggle. It's just hard to grow up. And whether it's Ingmar or Saga, I think that anybody should be able to find young people. I think any young person should be able to find somebody that they relate to in this movie, and feel for them and recognize, oh yeah, that's real, that's authentic, that's what people experience. And so I think that it's worth seeing for that reason. And it was on Criterion Channel. It's on Max, so you definitely want to check it out on those if you get a chance. And you get to see a coming of age story from the 80s that really, I think, focuses on a young boy and his dive into puberty, which I don't think you see all that often. So check it out, and let me know what you think. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Make sure to check out all of my Foreign Language Movie Month reviews, and what you think. And if you have any suggestions of ones you'd like me to do, I would love to hear that in the comment section. And also, if you could check out everything going on Hallmarkies podcast, I think you'll really enjoy that. And I have the Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything I do. And I have some pretty good perks, including special events and opportunities that you're going to be a part of. And the merch store, check that out. We got some new Christmas designs that are really fun. And thanks again. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.